Nike sneakers get their nicknames from all different places. This is the Nike Samba family, and the shoes are called Sambas because that's actually the shade of red on the uppers of these shoes. Samba is a Pantoned trademarked colorway, just like Tiffany blue. These are the 2001 Dunk Low Pro Bs. They came out a year before Nike SB got started, and these are a COJP model, which means they're a Japan exclusive, making them very tough to get in big sizes. These are a size 11, and they took years for me to track down. Over here, we've got the metallic silver and Samba Vandal Supremes. They came out a year after this shoe in 2002. Very, very cool shoe. Back in the day, these were actually called moon shoes because they resemble shoes that astronauts were wearing when they were walking on the moon. Anyway, come on over here. Let's have a look at the Dunk Low Pro B, and we'll work our way over to the Vandal. So check out the hyper blue upper. When you look closely at it, it's iridescent, almost metallic. It sort of resembles paint jobs on cool sports cars. And then check out the Samba red swooshes. They're actually textured, much like a pack of Dunk Highs that came out. That's the Jordan pack by Nike Sportswear. Very recently, very underrated pack of shoes resembling early Air Jordans. And they have this same textured swoosh upper. So these shoes came out in 2001, 1 year before Nike SB. And remember that the Dunk SBs are known for having fat, padded, cushy tongues. The tongues are connected to the inside of the shoes with elastic. And then, of course, there's Zoom Air in the Dunk Low SBs and the Dunk High SBs. Back in these days, though, the Dunk Low Pro B, this was sort of the transition into Dunks as skateboarding shoes. They don't have padded tongues. You can see it's very thin. The tongue is not attached down there to the bottom of the shoe, and there's no Zoom Air in these shoes. That being said, they are size 11, very, very tough to get, and I'm very excited to add them alongside these Vandal Supremes. Let's check out the Vandal Supremes. Originally, the Vandals released by Nike in 1984, and they're sort of like the little brother to the Air Force One High. They've got this ankle strap right here, much like the Air Force One High. But one of the big differences between Vandals and Air Force Ones, Vandals were traditionally nylon like these or canvas, and back in the day, Air Force Ones were typically made out of leather. That's really where the shoes start to differ because there's other differences too. You're going to notice that when you look at the outsole on a pair of Vandals, it's actually the same outsole as the AJKO, the pair of Air Jordans that was made out of canvas back in the day. Pretty cool little detail about these shoes. So the Nike Vandal was in the movie Terminator, which is funny because in 1985, Nike made a basketball shoe called a Terminator. Nike Vandals were also worn by MTV VJs in the early days of MTV. There's some very cool pairs that are black and gold, and they have the MTV logo on the back heel of the shoe. These shoes were called moon shoes back in the day because they looked like the boots that the astronauts were wearing. They're really strongly in need of a retro. A few years back, they released a pair that are sort of vintage looking, but they haven't released this true to form Vandal in this metallic silver and Samba since 2002, and I guarantee if they came out, they would be incredibly popular. Anyway, it's been a real pleasure walking you through the Samba family from 01 and 02. Don't be surprised if these shoes get retroed in the future. We've seen retros of so many classic basketball shoes, and this one's sort of been left in the dark.